Well, hello there, Capricorn. Welcome to Private Readings. I'm Lady J, and I'm here to talk to you about the third week of November, the 17th through the 23rd. I am going to be laying out all the cards in a minute, but I wanted to give you the messages for my better angels. My better angels are talking to us all about how we are all one. We are one complete human race. And that's really important to remember, that as the human race, we are, one of the most destructive things on the planet, but we're also in this together, If we can support one another more than we push each other around, then we will definitely do better to survive in all areas. So when we see somebody knocked down, we don't give them a questionnaire to figure out if they're like us or if they're with us or whatever. We just go and pick them up, because that's what we need to do. That's coming from a heart space, and that's what we need to do in all this month, is to come from a heart space with other people. Okay? So don't look at our differences, look for our similarities. Look at what we're doing together, not what we're not doing together. Okay? And we can, if you can relate to them simply because, hey, my neighbor and I may not agree on everything, but we shop at the same stores, and that's cool. So that's enough. We can work on that. And that's all you need. You don't need to focus on anything else. I really want that to be the thing, so we can be peace this month. We want to stay in a peaceful place and really appreciate that it's okay. We don't have to have everything in common with everybody. That would be one big pile of vanilla, and that would be so boring. So the beauty that we have multiple flavors of people doing multiple flavors of things, and we agree on certain things. We all want to breathe, we all want to eat, we all want to sleep, we all want to be safe, right? That's it. So let's work on that basis, and then we can relate to everybody in any which way we need to. It's kind of groovy, right? So let's kind of stay there. And let's go ahead and lay out the cards for this week, all right? All right, Capricorn, we are talking about the 17th through the 23rd. This deck is the Magical Nordic Tarot, the one that was gifted to me by my sister. Shout out to Miss Carol. Yes, it is a good deck. I love the way the images are. It's just a lovely deck. It has a couple of extra cards in it because the artist decided they wanted to do that. It's okay by me. When they show up, they're interesting, and we'll see if they show up for you. If they do, we'll talk about them. If they don't, it won't matter, will it? All right? So, the first round is where we are. The second round is where we're going, what's blocking us. Possibly, sometimes it doesn't actually block us, so my guides will guide me and tell me if that's not a block, that's just more information, and then we'll go with it. And then, of course, the third round is our solution, which is cool. So let's go ahead and get into that. Last week, we started a new job. Huzzah! There isn't really any potential for you not to have started a new job. So good for you, Capricorns. All of them, everywhere. That's a lot of Capricorns. Alrighty. But yes, new beginnings were afoot. Lots of wonderful things were happening. Nice. So let's talk about what's going on with you personally. What is happening inside of your head this week? Things are falling together, I think, for you. We have the Tower. The Tower shows up saying, yep, lots of things are falling together for you. You've started the new job last week. You're feeling more in control of your finances. Everything is kind of going in the right directions. Everything is cool. There is something, though, that Nine of Wands is here, reminding you that you're either going to be defending who you are, or you're going to be making decisions about who you really are and who you really want to be. So you're going to have to either come to terms with the fact that you didn't change at all, or that you really, really want to change. And that's going to be a trick, right? Because you have to choose it, and then you have to do it. You can't just talk about it. You have to do the change. You're going to need a lot of good judgment in this situation. There might be times when your proactive self is very important, and then there may be times when taking a back seat will be important as well. So breathe, use your better judgment, and if you want to change, You can make that decision all by yourself, okay? Let's talk about your money situation. Six of Cups. We have the Six of Cups showing you're feeling very abundant. You're feeling like your cup is running over and you have what you need and you want to share. This doesn't, usually this is from an emotional state, and it might be from your emotions that you're feeling like, man, I want to share my money, and you're doing it from an emotional place. The want to give from a heart space. So you're feeling a loving experience and wanting to share what you have from your heart, which is wonderfully exciting. You may have to fight for your ideas as you work through this situation. It may be something where I feel like there's a karmic twist in here for you, meaning that you're trying very hard to change who you've been, coming out of something where you may have been withholding, and now you're in a place where you want to share. You want, like, no, I want to share. Other people are going, are you sure? This doesn't make a lot of sense from what we saw before. And you're saying, no, I really do. And you're going to be finishing one cycle and starting another cycle. So it might be that you're saying, okay, this was the cycle of me saving for me and me alone, and now this is the cycle of me saving and sharing with somebody else. And it's cool. I see the change. You're changing your channel. Click. Okay, we're going to change that channel on my finances and make that work for other people as well as myself. And I'm doing it from my heart space. I'm not doing it because I'm angry. I'm not doing it because somebody asked me to. I'm doing it because I want to. Yay! Congratulations. That's awesome. Let's talk about your communication skills right here. What is going on in your communication department? Not a lot. It's the Hermit. You want to be left alone right now. You're like, hey, I'm making changes on my own. I don't need anyone to push me or shove me or tickle me or touch me in any way. I'm handling my business. I need a minute. I need a minute. Really good things are happening if they will leave you alone, right? Just leave me alone. I'll take care of it. Thank you. I don't need anyone to push me. I'm getting my finances balanced out, and I'm taking care of business. I'm making sure everything is covered, and I'm feeling really good about it. So congratulations. And because of what's happening here, yeah, your finances are balancing, and the Empress is here. So even as you don't communicate, you're gestating, you're creating in your space. So you're putting your world together. The time that you spend by yourself is spent telling the universe what you want and what you need and how you want the universe to take care of you and the people that you care about. And this is very exciting stuff, okay? So you're telling the universe right now, hey, this is my vision. Please help me create my vision. I am excited to share my vision, and I want my vision to be for everybody, not just for me. Huzzah! So you're going to be wishing for good things for all. All right? Nice. Well done. Now then, what's happening with your family? Ooh-wee. You brought out all your tools. You said, okay, I got all my tools and I'm ready to hit this thing, okay? I'm going to do what I have to do to make this thing work. And I hope they're on board because it will be helpful. Fighting for your power in this situation will block you. So it looks like they may tell you that, I'm sorry, you and your tools aren't welcome here. Okay? Just be aware that you may not be welcome with all your tools. This may be your approach to the situation and the problem with the family. And they say, no, not going to have it. We don't want you to do that. We don't want you to build anything. We don't want you to fix it with your freaking tools. But they will tell you, there's the door. Oh, dang. Some of you are going to be invited to leave. Sorry, we don't want you here. We don't want your tools. We don't want your stuff. We want you to go. So some of you are going to be released from this obligation with this family. And I'm so sorry because I know that this is going to hurt. I mean, you showed up with your tools. You were ready to go. And they said, I'm sorry. I don't want what you have to offer. So sorry. Oof, this is not fun news. For others, this will be a no obligation invitation to step in without having to do anything to do it. It's one of those, leave your tools outside. You can leave your tools outside. We don't want your tools. We want you. So there's two possibilities in this situation. One is that they invite you in without your tools, telling you you have to stop doing that fix-it thing. And the other one is they ask you to leave because they're done. So breathe, my Capricorn. Breathe, my beautiful Capricorns, please. I'm hoping that you're being invited in without your tools. That would be another new version of life for you, especially with your family. But that they would want you without your tools is a blessing. And here we are looking at our passions. What do we care about the most right now, okay? What are we caring about the most? In some ways, you want to take your power back. You want to feel empowered again. You're feeling less than empowered. Certainly if nobody wants you and your tools together, you'll feel very powerless. And I know that part of your situation, trying not to be your old self and use your better judgment in this situation, is like, okay, if I don't have my power, what do I do, right? So you're feeling like you want to take your power back. Eight of Pentacles is blocking you working. Just get busy working right here. No, in order for you to get your power back, or feel like you're getting your power back, you're going to go to work. You're just going to go to work, take care of business, do the work in front of you. It will help you feel at least financially solvent. And in the end, they're going to actually put you in charge of something. It may not be very much, but they will be putting you in charge of something, okay? So this is you recovering your personal power very nicely at work, okay? So good for you. I like that for you. I'm glad this is working out as your personal passion for the moment. Let's talk about your work and your health. What is going on with your work? We have the King of Cups. We have an emotionally based male energy person who speaks from his feelings. You're definitely going to want to be smart about how you handle this person. Maybe remember that you're turning over your new leaf and you're deciding on yourself when you can poke and prod and joke with your new boss or your old boss, and when you can't, right? We want you to be savvy and capable in the situation. Aha, one more time. Trusting your intuition. Your High Priestess is here. Trust your intuition. When you can shuck and jaw a little bit, when you can play around and be a little funny, and when you can't, right? So be careful. Maybe not in big crowds, but maybe one-on-one. And remember that maybe your version of teasing is more heckling. And if you don't understand that heckling is more of a stab, it's a verbal stab with a laugh at the end for you. And it doesn't make the other person feel good because they still got stabbed even though you're laughing. So that's what heckling feels like. So be aware of that and know that it's not great, you know. So try and use your better judgment with the King of Cups. He's an emotionally based fella. He doesn't necessarily want that. And the Queen of Cups is showing up to say that there's a feminine energy person in the mix who is going to be part of your solution. So maybe you'll have somebody you can talk to at that time that will help you speak more carefully to your King of Cups, okay? So it'll be somebody who can either act as a go-between or at least stand beside you and stomp on your toe when you're about to say something that's not right, that will help you stay true to who you want to be instead of who you tend to be, okay? I'm not saying that all my Capricorns are this way, but I'm saying sharp tongue is a thing, right? Having a sharp tongue is part of our persona at work, can be a thing. It's not unheard of. It's pretty common, especially in more casual states of employment. The fact remains that when we stay in that casual state of mentality, when we get back there, when the fact is the place has changed a little bit more and gotten more formal, and we need to just get on board with it, you know? Be cool with it. It's okay to change. So remember, we're working on ourselves. We're working on ourselves. You're making your own changes because you want to, because you want to stay. And if you can't do this thing and be cool with your boss, then you may not get to stay, all right? So that's a funny thing there. Let's talk about relationships right here, right? This is relationships and partnerships. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is all about needing more advice. Needing more advice before you can move forward, okay? So in your relationship situation, we've been having some hard times trying to get where you want to go within the relationship. And now you need more advice, okay? Don't be afraid to get advice about that. There could be a meeting of the minds. Ooh, maybe you both will go to counseling together. Maybe you and your person will decide that it's okay to have an intermediary while you have a conversation, so that you can both speak your feelings and get your things out, and then you learn how to do better, right? And not to mention that, yeah, that person needs to learn how to do better too, and maybe has been. So there's going to be something going on where a meeting of the minds could happen for you, and it could genuinely push forward this relationship situation. And we have the Ten of Wands as your solution. An opportunity for you to take your ideas and move forward. Now, if you're wanting to move forward without this person, this could be you walking away from the whole thing going, no, I don't want to do the counseling. I'm not going to do anything else like that. I'm done. And that's okay. If that's how you want to do it, that's possible and likely. So, but if you have decided that you are ready, willing, and able to do whatever it takes to make this possible thing work, and you're willing to get more information and assistance, then yeah, you could very much so step into this situation and step forward with your ideas, moving forward in the right direction with help. And that's kind of amazing and different for you, and I'm really pleased to see it as a possibility. You may not need a lot of help, but you might need a little bit of help, okay? Whatever it is, it's worth a shot, right? You've been working at this relationship for a little bit now, so getting help where you need to is important, okay? What's going on here? And this is the release department, right? We're releasing, we're letting things go. What are we letting go of? Page of Pentacles. Striving so hard for employment that we're constantly looking for work. So yeah, we're going to let go of constantly looking for work. You have a steady gig for a minute, and you're going to work with it, okay? Seven of Pentacles. You're definitely in a place where you don't need to fuss about the money. You are able to release the hunt. You're feeling comfortable enough to release the hunt, and this is good news. So you're releasing the hunt for finances, and the Five of Wands is here, showing that you are able to rally the troops around you and feel protected and safe in the situation as you move forward. This is very good news. So very cool. You are definitely going to be able to do this. This is great. Love that for you. Great. You're letting go of the constant hunt for cash. Nice. Settling down a minute. Here we go. What's going on here in your travel and movement department? There's a little fear, a little uncertainty. You're not really sure which way to go yet. You're feeling a little bit glitched. Wait a minute. Now what? Where do I move to next? I can see why. You have a lot of areas that are a little funny, and you're still working with yourself to try and okay, what do I do? What do I do? Letting go of those old tapes. Those old tapes are blocking you. The old tapes are the ones that said, remember that these could be tapes that you said to yourself about yourself, that other people told you who you are. They're limiting beliefs. And these could be also limiting beliefs about other people. You tell yourself stories about other people, and when they grow outside of those bounds, it kind of blows that thing up, right? So you might have to let go of limiting beliefs. If you want to grow in this relationship, or at work, this relationship, or many places along the line here. You need to release the old tapes that have told you what's going on, who you could be, who you should be, what should be happening. And in doing so, pushing forward in these areas, you're getting yourself into a good space, okay? So let go of the limiting beliefs, don't limit other people, and there's a potential for you to come together in a nice new relationship with somebody. Maybe an old person. I feel like it's an old person coming back, and you're pushing forward in this situation, okay? Because you are releasing your limiting beliefs about them and yourself. You can be different, okay? Lots of you changing. Capricorns, my goodness, lots of changes. But what's going on in your ambition department, all right? What gets you up in the morning? What's your cup of coffee, all right? Six of Pentacles. Feeling like you want to have enough money to take care of every little thing that's going on. You're coming at money in a different place. You're coming at it in a place where you want to do it in a loving fashion. Awesome. Love this. Very nice to see you coming to it in a new way. But you're definitely wanting to share what you have in a good way. This is good. You have new dreams and goals right here. You have new dreams and goals that are coming up, and it's just changing everything. Your whole world is changing because your dreams and goals have changed completely. So good for you, and who you want to incorporate in your life and what you want to do in your life, how you want to do it is all changing. So your concept of who you are and what you're doing is changing, which means all this judgment and your personal changes are you can't even fit into this world the same old way, because it's not the same old world, and neither are you. It's beautiful, all right? And now we have the Star card showing that the hardest work is over. You have really done a lot of work in the last couple of weeks. You've really started to get things going in the right direction, and now you just have to do the vigilance, right? You're into the daily grind of it. You're trying to make things work. You're trying to continue to work on staying true to the new you, and remembering that old self, so you don't continue with those old tapes. Those old tapes were so limiting. Such a limiting belief. You are beyond it now. You've broken those tapes. Good for you. Let's talk about what's going on with your friendships, all right? You're coming to your relationships with a new maturity. You're grown up. You are the new you. You are the emperor. You're feeling very secure. You're feeling grounded. You're feeling like you're at home, at work, with your work family. You're doing it with your real family, and you're doing it with your potential new old relationship situation. You're just really pushing hard to get to the other side of these things, okay? Beautiful. I love to see this beautiful foundation you're building within relationships now over here that is super great, because you have friends in all these places. It's not just one place, okay? Cool. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a karmic lesson for you. This is something you've been working on this whole time, is to mend your karma and fix. I mean, we're talking about giving up parking places for a long time. And now you're working towards being the nicer, kinder, gentler person that you are with everyone, instead of just one or two people. Okay? You can be that person, and it can be cool and easy and no problem. It doesn't have to feel weird. You can actually walk away from every interaction with a smile, because in every interaction you did something kind and nice and were gentle with people and showed them something they needed to know, without having to be snippy, snide, or derogatory, or somehow one-up them in some way. It's okay. You didn't have to do any of those things. You could just kind of let them be themselves, and presto, it's okay. So new relationships are blossoming out of this situation. You're having new joy in new relationships with old friends and new friends alike, okay? So things are blossoming for you right now. You are growing some beautiful stuff. All this is coming out of this wonderful place. I mean, what? Two of Cups, the Star, and the Lovers. And we started with courage, right? We started with this beautiful opportunity in the travel and movement department. You made a move. Your personal move inside yourself was to break the tapes that said, I am this and I will always be this, and no, you won't. No, you won't. This is that unknown department, and we're talking about how all these cards have a little something to do with, these cards have to do with more than one department, and we're going to see how they apply and how that works for each one. Three of Cups. Three of Cups. Talking about that party, that celebration, that kinship between people. We're talking about it here in our friends department, our ambition department, and our travel department. Certainly in our relationship department, we're coming up with new plans. And of course, I think we're really doing some stuff here that has to do with relationships as well. So definitely doing some work here with our boss. I really see that being you having an opportunity to take care of that. That is wonderful news. And your family, of course. I think you're really going to work it out with your family, and they're going to offer you an opportunity to show up without having to work. You don't have to bring your tools, man. We love you the way you are without your tools. And especially without your tools, you can just be and be kind and be that new self that you are. So your family is loving and accepting you. I think most of my Capricorns are being invited back without their tools. You know, you don't have to do work for us to be loved, okay? This isn't a quid pro quo situation with your family. You don't have to do labor to be loved, okay? I know that maybe your language of love is acts of service. And if it is, you need to explain that to them. And then that will be fine to a point. But the fact that they just want you for now, let that be okay. The Hanged Man could block you up in here, getting hung up on all these things, right? Getting hung up on friendships, certainly over here in the movement department and work, or ambition. Getting hung up one more time on the financial situation in your release department or your relationship. Don't get hung up over here in your relationships. That's not going to be great, okay? Work, for sure. Don't get hung up on needing to poke him in the head and treat him like a little boy. Whatever's going on with your boss, you don't poke the bear, okay? You're doing just fine, okay? This is okay. You can do this. Don't get hung up on it. Allow your family to just love you as you are, all right? It'll be very interesting for you to do so. I know, you're like, what? Just me? What? So, now the final card for this reading is the Five of Cups, which is remembering lessons from your past relationships. And wow, what an overall theme for the week, right? Remembering all the lessons you've learned and how much you've grown in all these areas. So much has happened for you. From family to work to relationships, you're learning that maybe your worth and value isn't caught up in what you do. Maybe it's caught up in what you say and how you behave. And because you would always be doing good things and good deeds, but the things you would say would be kind of hurtful or less than loving, shall we say? That now you're in a place where you're going, okay, wait. My good deeds never overran all that stuff. And the answer is, it's hard to work with people or be around people who are constantly pushing you away, you know? If I want to be around you, you keep pushing me away with your words, when you should be pulling me in with your words, being supportive, being respectful, and helping me. I mean, good-natured chiding is one thing, but heckling is another, right? So you want to bring people in, bring them closer, and then if they want something done, great. If they don't want something done, you just hang out. It doesn't have to be anything else, all right? So you've got to change your mind here, but that's what you're doing here. That's what the movement's all about. check out what you did before in relationships and figure out whether it's the right thing, or maybe you want to change how you do that from now on. All right? You're doing good, Capricorn. It's a growth experience. You're having a growth spurt. Ta-da! Huzzah! Love that for you. This is a lot, and I hope that you receive this well. I hope this finds you in an amiable place and ready to receive. I hope that you find this matches where you're at. These are general readings, but this felt very specific. I understand. Let me know in the comments if this is working for you or if these don't have anything to do with you. I understand. Come back next week. Maybe it'll be a little more on point for you personally, but it seems to be running a certain theme. I'm excited to be doing these new readings, and if you don't like them, comment below. Let me know. But if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. That way you won't miss a single video. And of course, if you want to share them, that would be lovely, and I'd appreciate it very much. I thank you very much for being here. I love you guys. We will talk next week about the 24th through the 30th. Thank you.